Alrighty, it's time for another G.I. Joe review. PG-13, mature audiences only. And now, 1983, G.I. Joe Wolverine. The G.I. Joe Wolverine came with Covergirl. Only she didn't have this weapon, but see her little tiny hands? So we found a weapon that would fit nicely in her hand. Now, one thing I'd like to say about these head sculpts here is that, you know, it'd be cool if they had like a ponytail or something. Like an awesome looking head sculpt, because Covergirl and, well, Scarlet, jeez, they have like the worst head sculpt and like the worst looking hair ever. I don't know. Even like, say, version 2 Scarlet, it's kind of cool. But like, you think they could just give it like a little ponytail. Even Spirit's got ponytails. But oh well. Anyways, we'll have a quick look here. Now, I do not have the tow ropes. I got only one tow rope with the, how you say, the equalizer. And well, I did have Spirit's bird before, but it got lost. I guess one of the kids took it. So I found the version 2 bird to go with him. But okay, we'll get to the main show here, and the main show is this beautiful tank and Covergirl. Friggin' awesome. But the head sculpt is no good. If anyone has an extra crotch piece, you can always send me it, because my other one, well, her crotch was broken. She wasn't taking the crotch, bro. Alrighty. We'll have a quick look at the Wolverine. It's got 6 missiles on each side. But yes, some people complain it does not have the reload capability. But that's why you get a second one. But again, this one's missing 3 missiles. So eventually I'll try to get some. But if someone wants to send me them, friggin' awesome. But I would like to talk to you also about the figures and their weapons. Which weapons are cool and okay to put in the hands? Scarlet's is. Alrighty. So we're going to take a look at the undercarriage of this. And yes, the tracks don't move. But then again, it's got more playability. So you're not always putting in. You know, it's got the same kind of wheels as the hovercraft here. The Hiss tank has the best kind, where it's just one solid piece and then it just rolls pretty simple. But this one rolls pretty simple on smooth surfaces as well. But again, it's your imagination, so it's got some cool detail. This would have been a little better if you could, like, you know, sit the figure deeper in, which you can. But then another problem G.I. Joe has is they never make the canopies a little bit larger, so you could fit, you know, different size figures in there if you wanted. You know, like, oh man, do I have a problem with some of these G.I. Joe vehicles that are made. Because the canopies are so tight, so small, you can't really fit any figures in there. Only certain ones might fit if you're lucky. But, oh well. We will talk about which ones do not really fit figures. We'll show you that in other episodes. And again, that goes back to fan input and collector's input. So if you don't have any input, then you're not gonna know. Or, you know, you just design it wrong. But this is pretty cool. It's got some, you know, hooks for tow ropes. I remember having the Adventure People sleeping bags, and those are cool for G.I. Joe. But they got some fake ones there. you know, a little latch that pops off, pretty simple. Exposes the engine. I mean, pretty simple, you know. It's got the decals or decals, and I do believe these ones are all United States versions. But there, you know, there's different versions that'll say Canada or United States or New Mexico. No, I don't know. G.I. Joe was pretty vast and over, how you say, many different countries. The other versions of the Wolverine are this one right here, the Lynx. And it's got the same cannon, I do believe, as the Muller. So we have a little tank with a lot more, which they should have just given us a, well, they did. They gave us the equalizer. We'll go into those a different time. And then here's the custom. Now I would like to paint this black. It's freaking awesome. T2 3003. You know, well, you get some parts vehicles sometimes, and what can you do with them? I hated the brawler tank. It was a hollow tank with those little plastic wheels that just snapped off, so it really didn't move, and it was just way too crappy. I mean, it's big, but again, a hollow tank was just junk. I didn't like the brawler tank, so I took the pieces of the brawler tank. Say, hey, what can I do with this? This looks pretty awesome. So now you got an awesome cannon. You gotta have your G.I. Joe customs. It makes G.I. Joe that much more fun. And always getting more. There you have it, Covergirl and the Wolverine. And this one I just use some parts. It looks like she got a towel on or something. But again, there's other weapons that fit in the hands nice. Like, look at this little shotgun. Fits in the hands perfectly. And you know, you don't force it in. So, with some of these figures, their weapons did not fit in their hands properly. So, take for example, Rakondo. Now, Rakondo's weapon, you know, just the handle, I guess. Some of them are too thick or too thin, but it doesn't matter. This one here, just pop that out. When you put it in, see, this weapon that he has always like makes it looser, but we can fix that and make it tight again if we want. But for now, we're just gonna put a little M16 in his hand so it doesn't force it. Anyways, a lot of the weapons that came with the figures were not cool. We're not good for the hands. Like Spirit's weapon, I do have it somewhere, but it's just a darker green, same color as Rakondo's. So, you know, you go to put the weapon in. Now it's too oversized. I do not recommend you using this weapon unless you shave the handle thinner. So that's how your figure's hands usually get broken, because you're trying to force a weapon in there that really didn't fit nice. See, whereas this is nice and loose, you can fit it in there, tuck it under his arm a little bit, and there you go. He's got a G.I. Joe laser rifle. Stalker's weapons. Stalker's weapons were friggin' awesome. Stalker's is the same as Duke's weapon. Those ones fit in the hand, you know, very nicely. From version 1 and version 2, still friggin' cool. You know, version 1, they're very thick in the crossbow. And you can see that little pattern there. And I did have, I think I had a, if anybody does have a, I think this arm cracked off of it. They do get brittle over time, so you have to be careful. Oh, but we have run over the 10-minute mark, so it's going to take 3 hours to upload. And just to end this here, be careful which kind of weapons you put in your figure's hand. And here's the close-up. I don't know if it will come close, so we'll bring it closer. Here's the arm, the rivet on this one. Thanks, Hasbro, you sent me even worse figures with smaller hands and an arm that's just, yeah, see, they didn't put it on right, so that one is incorrectly made. Anyways, the hands and the hands or arms and legs are thinner than the vintage, and that's leading to all sorts of problems. But they did make the Cobra Soldier very well. I'm very happy with that, but I'm probably guessing that it might be still thinner mold, and you know, let's just cheapen out on something that could have been fantastic. Oh. So anyways, Hasbro, go back, compare it with your vintage prototype, and if you don't have the prototype, just go out and get a vintage one and compare it to, and keep it that size of the vintage. Don't try to skimp out and make it thinner and smaller. It just doesn't work. But anyways, thanks for watching, and remember, we'll have more G.I. Joes to review. I'll be back.